I wanted to show you guys what a paper might look like once you did an experiment here. Kind of cool. You'll see like, there's different, every ion has its own spot here. If you notice, we marked the middle of the spot so we can measure with the ruler from the bottom to the middle of the spot for the dot for D, and then for the L is from this line to that top line right there. Okay. Obviously it's not very pretty when it's in real life, but you have like dot here for, and then you have these three and your unknown here. So sometimes your unknown will have one, will have two or three, or maybe four if things are a little crazy, different spots in there. But basically you can tell like this spot is matching that spot, this spot matches that, this spot matches that one, okay? And actually you can probably actually kind of see there's actually that right there matching that. Okay, so there is sometimes a lot of unknowns in examples. So you won't be actually having a sample like this because what your data will look like. This is your dry lab data. Okay, so the dry lab data has been updated. So basically you'll still have your colors here. You'll need to answer the questions about the colors before and after staining, what they look like. And then basically these here, we won't have to fill up because it will vary depending on your quiz and your results quiz. Everybody's results quiz will be randomized here. So you don't actually need physical data here. You'll use the data online when online quizzes with the images here. So whatever the images are, you'll have, it comes with a ruler, so you don't actually have to use your own ruler. And you'll write down the values and then you fill it up over here. Okay, so I'm going to show you, this is an example of one of the questions that you might see. So this one has an unknown in here. What's cool is you have the silver, cobalt, copper, iron, and bismuth, and then you have your unknown, which looks like it's just one spot here. So your unknown in this case will be cobalt. So it really depends on what your quiz will give you. Sometimes you'll have a few dots over here, and your unknown you'll have multiple, like the example I showed you in the real life lab. And then sometimes you just have one. Okay, so it depends on what you get, but basically you'll have to calculate using this little ruler here, and you can tell the line here from the base to the top here is 5 centimeters. Okay, so to write down the values here, so you'll have to put this into your data, which is right here. So I can tell from here to here all the way through it's going to be 5 centimeters. But again, on a ruler here, how can you tell how many decimal places? So on a ruler here, this is 5.1. So I have to actually use 2 decimal places for using sig figs here. Okay, so the ruler will be able to give you 2. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in. This will be 5.00. So everyone is going to have a different number depending on what your quiz ends up giving you. But basically, these will be in units of centimeters. But whenever you do your D divided by L, your centimeter units disappear, so your RF has no units, okay? So that's there for that first one. I'll show you an example. I'll probably do just a couple and you can finish the rest off on your own. And obviously in this case, I only have one cation, which is going to be that one. Okay, so let's take a look. You want to make sure for every dot here, you kind of mark where the center is, and then you look at where so from 0 to the center. So this is probably only really, really close. So it's probably like, I would say like 0.05 centimeters. Okay, so to do the calculation, RF equals to D over L, you take 0.05 divided by 5.00, you get 0.01. Okay, so again, we follow our sig figs. This one has 1 sig fig, this one has 3. In the end, you just keep 1. We can do another one. Let's go ahead and do for cobalt, since the cobalt is also our unknown. I can go ahead and put that in. And then you can do the rest for each one. Okay, so from here to here, from 0 to that line, I would say cobalt is about like, maybe like 2.123, around 2.3, 2.25, right? So let's say if you measure and you get like I'm going to say that's around like closer to 2.3. So 2.30 centimeters. Okay. And then you'll say, okay, well, this is 2.3. And then let's go ahead and calculate the RF, which is that over that. Then you take 2.30 divided by 5.00, you get 0.46, and you keep, in this case, you have 3 sig figs, so you get 0.460. Okay? So, and then then you do the same for that one, that one, that one. You measure all the dots from the middle, see how long they are from this ruler on the side that's printed, okay? You'll fill in these values here, and then you'll solve for the RF values according to the picture. And then for the unknown here, since I only have one, I'll go ahead and do this one. You will have different ones, okay? So the unknown here is going to be this dot here, and I know the L is 5 centimeters, and that's around 2.30 centimeters, so it comes to 4.460. And that's how I know my unknown, whatever unknown, you'll get a different plate each time, so don't worry about that unknown, okay? Let's just erase that. Okay, so your unknown here, because it matches that one, you'll know in my unknown I have one cation, which is CO2+. Okay, so it depends on what you get when you get your questions online. But it should be pretty simple. You use the ruler that's provided in the images and all these colors here. You just fill in the blanks based on the ruler and you'll get some numbers here. And then you fill in what your unknown is and you fill in what your unknown answer is. Okay? Hopefully this helps.